Well, our coverage monitoring the situation in Afghanistan now shifts to the Middle East. News Nation's Aya Batrawi is live for us tonight in Dubai. Aya, you've covered this region for years. Get us up to speed on what the Taliban is doing and saying right now.
Right. So what the Taliban are actually saying is that they want an amnesty. They're saying that they're offering this to everybody. And that they are hoping for an open and inclusive Islamic government, and that women should be a part of that government. But what they're not saying is what type of role women would have in government. And what they're not saying is what that Islamic government will look like and how they will interpret and apply Islamic law. You know, as you said, and as your program said earlier, you know, there are many interpretations for how to apply, a text. And Islamic text in this particular case. And so how will they apply that is still to be seen. But what, the city of Kabul has been witnessing since Sunday is utter panic and fear by residents. And that was very evident with the chaos that took place at the airport. Although the city was calm today, although there hasn't been reports of real, clashes or gunfights happening, and although the Taliban seem to just walk into Kabul without a fight, there are real concerns over safety, over the thousands of prisoners who have been freed from jails in unknown circumstances, and of course over, whether the Taliban is going to seek retribution against certain people, whether they worked with the U.S. government or whether they, criticize the Taliban. That's still yet to be seen. But what they're saying and what we've seen so far is that they have not taken steps to do that and that they want to be part of the international community. They have said they do not want to be isolated. And I think right now what the Taliban is probably going to find is that any popular support that they had for expelling, the U.S. occupiers, as they say, and for, crumbling this, corrupt Afghan government is now nation building. They're going to have to govern, and they're going to need popular support, that continued popular support. And to do that, they're going to need international help.
Well, and you mentioned the calm there today, which obviously is in contrast to yesterday. Can you tell us, are foreign nationals able to leave? And then, of course, what about the Afghans who want to evacuate?
So those are two very different scenarios. I mean, for foreign nationals, there have been efforts, of course, at evacuation, and there's been some serious assistance by those nationals' governments, whether that's the United States, New Zealand, France, Italy, Germany, Pakistan, India. There are efforts certainly to try to help citizens evacuate, particularly diplomatic personnel. But in the case of Afghans who are trying to flee, the situation has been markedly different. We've heard reports of the Taliban, shooting in the air to keep people from, going to the airport, whether that is because they don't want them to leave or because they are actually trying to manage crowds and provide security is still unclear. But certainly there are thousands of Afghan women, thousands of young Afghan men who would like to leave just from the fear that has gripped them and are unable to at this moment.
Yeah, and certainly, of course, we all know those harrowing images of people clinging to those U.S. military planes. All right, Aya Batrawi, live for us tonight in Dubai. Thank you so much for that reporting.